Speaking of video games, let's do some questions here. We're just moments away from watching this old Nitro. It's season 1, episode 7. Join us over on Peacock.
Mm-hmm.
Megan Nelson is with us here live, part of our live studio audience. And she
Hey, Megan.
says, your son Tim said in the day, after getting in trouble, he'd go to his room and play the WCW video game and whack you with chairs. LOL.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How great is that?
Yeah. Isn't that great? Yeah. That little prick.
I don't know why, but it makes me laugh to hear you say prick. Bobby is with us, and he wants to know, what was the biggest change from when you went from JCP to WCW?
Wow. Well, Bobby, the biggest change for me was when I went from JCP to WWF. That was the big change. And then when I went to WCW, okay, so JCP is here as far as an organization, as far as the size of an organization, as far as being organized. And then WWF was way up here. So that was the biggest change. Production standards, being able to put together a TV show, the staff that was able to put together a TV show, the infrastructure of the company, much bigger than JCP. And then when I go to WCW, we go back down here again because it was just a fucked up place from the word go. So there you go. That's that was the biggest change, the infrastructure.
Aaron Sheen is with us and wants to know, have you been keeping up with football and MLB postseason? That's interesting. This weekend, it's going to be a big game. Georgia, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think happens this weekend, Georgia and Texas?
I don't know. Don't really care. I haven't been keeping up with it at all. I get the scores. I'll check ESPN app and check on the scores. I haven't watched any of the baseball playoffs. I haven't watched any baseball game at all this year. None.
Wow.
And I very rarely have watched any Georgia football. I think maybe I watched a couple of plays of the Auburn game at the beginning or at the end or something. I can't remember. You know, a lot of times we work on Saturdays too.
Yeah.
So I just I don't give a shit. I really don't. I'm just I don't care for it. I don't watch it. I'm the type of person that thinks that that college football has jumped the shark, and with all this NIL stuff. Do you know? I don't know if this is true. You may know this, but Carson Beck, the quarterback of the Georgia Bulldogs,
Drives
has a
a Ferrari.
Lamborghini. I heard it was a Lamborghini.
It's a
Whatever.
Ferrari. Yeah.
Okay, it's a Ferrari. What's wrong with that picture? Someone tell me what's wrong with that picture. Okay. That is so, and that it goes to show you that these kids are too young to get this type of money right now. But I've always been an advocate of college football players getting paid because the schools are making millions and millions and probably billions of dollars off of these TV rights.
So you're Lois right now. You like it and you're glad it's happening, but you hate it.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Yeah.
I just don't think it should be. I think it should be put away in a trust fund for them. And once they get out of school, spend your money, you know?
Well, I think Nick Saban suggested something not long ago that's probably right on the money. We just got to have some sort of oversight. There's got to be some sort of a commissioner of all these sort of things. But I am shocked to hear that you're not keeping up with any postseason baseball. I know you say you don't give a shit, but let me just give you a heads up. The Mets and the Dodgers are tied at a game apiece, and the New York Yankees are up over the Guardians 1-0. And that means that there is at least a chance that we might have a Subway Series. I don't think we've had that since like 2000.
2000 we had it, yeah.
So there's a chance. What do you think, man? Mets,
Don't care.
Yankees. You don't think that'd be cool?
No, I don't give a shit. It'll be the most overblown series ever because it's in New York. And you know, oddly enough, I remember when the last Subway Series was 2000. I watched games back when I was watching baseball. I watched games from my hotel room in Sydney, Australia at 9:00 in the morning. And I remember that distinctly. And I mean, I could tell you every World Series winner between 1955 and 2000, probably 2005, 2006. And then I started to tail off, probably 2007. I started to tail off after that. And I just don't give a shit anymore. And I think I may be wrong. I think that fans are so terrible these days. I'm not that they've taken me out of it.
It's the fans' fault. The fans are fucking you around.
No, it's not the fans' fault. No, it's just I don't know. I can't put my hand on it, but I
I mean,
guess a part of me, it's kind of like Conrad when I left wrestling, back in '01.
yeah,
I wanted to forge ahead and do something,
disassociate.
put the past behind me, so to speak. And I did baseball for 11 years with the Braves AAA team, and I worked with the Atlanta Braves some. I did minor league baseball prior to that. I wanted to do baseball, and now yeah. I mean, I could go to a Braves game and get great seats, through Brian Snitker anytime I wanted to, but I just don't take advantage of that because I just don't want to go. There it is. And Mark Cirrus just said baseball is boring. Well, Mark, it's not boring. But to each his own, to me, NASCAR races are boring. Let's see what else would be boring.
Let me ask you this:
Cricket would be boring.
Would you be interested in baseball again if now that Brian Danielson is no longer able to compete in ring, if he became a pinch hitter for the Yankees?
I would watch the replay of him pinch hitting.
Wow.
See, that's one of the things that's going on here, and I stay with me on this, okay?
All right.
I used to watch a lot of baseball because you would watch the Saturday game of the week, and you would watch Monday Night Baseball when they came up with that, okay? And that would be it. Okay, that would be it. And baseball games were special. Now you can watch every fucking baseball game in the fucking world.
I
And
see.
you can rewatch it in a shorter period of time. They just give you a shortened game now. It's like, oh man. So it's like, okay, I've had enough. Okay. The baseball games are no longer special. Monday Night Football used to mean a lot. It doesn't mean shit anymore. It's just another game. There's a Thursday night game, there's a Sunday night game, and there's all the NFL games you want on the NFL Sunday ticket. It's just not what it was. Let's see. Aaron Sheen said golf is boring. Yes, it is. Tennis is boring. Yes, it is. Cricket is boring. Yes, it is.
Listen, we got some big questions that we got to get to the bottom of. Like Gavin Napier, he's asking the question that we all want to know after seeing Jack Perry's promo last week on Dynamite. Gavin says, longtime listener, first time hog watcher, has Shibata dethroned Robert Fuller?
Well, I'm not so sure anybody could dethrone Robert Fuller. Could they?
Jump Rope Academy, man.
Yeah. Lord Alfred Hayes is in that group. I've been told. Two Cold Scorpios in that group, I've been told. But I don't know.
Well, I mean, you heard about Shibata's hog. I guess Gavin wants to know, have you?
I haven't heard about Shibata's hog. Who?
They talked about it on TV. It was on Dynamite last week.
What exactly did he say?
He said that he had a tree trunk in his pants.
No. A tree trunk, not the tree?
Yeah, the trunk. The base of the trunk is pretty thick, you see.
Okay. Well, that part of the interview just went right over my head.
Tony, that's crazy for me to think that you had one of your top stars, a pillar of AEW, go on primetime television and talk about the girth of another man's cock.
Mm-hmm.
And you missed it.
Yes, I did.
You're a guy who, when Alex Wright comes through the curtain on Nitro, you're laser beamed in like the Colonel checking out Dirk Diggler and Jack's pool party.
Well, I am now, but I wasn't back then. I got work to do. I got serious work to do when I got the headset on. I can't get in these freaking games. So I guess I got to talk to Jack about that.
No, you don't.
Yes,
Listen,
I do. He can't say things like that on TV.
well, he did, and you didn't
Well,
even.
he can't.
That makes
You
me a snitch now.
well, there you go. Don't be a snitch.
I wasn't being a snitch. I was
You were a
asking
snitch.
if
You
you could.
snitched just now.
I wanted you to show us with your hands. I thought it was a roll of bologna or something.
No,
You're
you
crazy.
snitched. Okay. So I'm going to go to Jack. I said, Jack, I have to talk to you about what you said. I did not hear it. I didn't, but there's this snitch named Comrade Thompson
You
that
mother.
told me about it. Okay.